Hi, you guys, and welcome to the Nosy Bystanders Live. I'm your host, Chief Nosy Bystander, and today we're going to be discussing two stories because there's a lot of meat and potatoes in the first story. So that's why we only can talk about two. So no more tales from the TikTok hood. Those sweet tales we like to listen to, but trust me, I got a catalog of TikTok drama and some Facebook drama. It's mess. That if we have time, we'll slither in. It's when I say Facebook mess, I mean like regular degular people like getting into some mess. But we do have some Facebook mess, honey. It is a mess. So if we have time today, we'll get into the Facebook mess. But first, we're going to be discussing day 2 of trial with Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion. Then I want to get into the story of Kehlani. Her story is going to be short. There's not a whole lot of information on it, but she did post it, and I do want to talk about it. So we might have time for that Tales from the Hood um Facebook edition. Okay. So let's see who's all up in the building, and then we're gonna get right into day 2 of trial because honey, there's a lot going on in day 2 of trial, honey. As you can see in this graphic scene here by No Jumper, because we're reaching out to No Jumper. They got a little graphic of him leaving trial day 2. So let's see who's all in the building. Hello, D. Hello, Nikki. Let me move this microphone. It's like literally in my mouth. Hello, Stephanie. Hello, Amber. Hello, Mary Frances. Hello, Lollipop. Hello, Nicole. Hello, Rachel. How you doing today? Rachel says, hey, y'all. Hello, Sean. Hello, Sassy. Hello, Rashida. Hello, Triple Leo. Hello, Veronica. Hello, Lee. Hello, Kawana. Hello, Kelly. Hello, AC. Hello, Chrissy. Hello, Anastasia. Hello, Sierra. Kiera. Hello, Kiera. Hello, Courtney. Whose birthday is it? Callie. Hello. Happy birthday, Callie. Oh, I just saw that. Happy birthday from the Nosy Bystanders to you. Hello, Courtney. Hello, Brandy. Hello, Amber. Hello, Desmond. Not you using your fake government name. How you doing? I take it you not at Rikers Island today. Hello, Parrish. Hello, Courtney. Hello, Shan. Hello, Gemini. Hello, Anastasia. Hello, Eortiz. How you doing today? Hello, Brown Delight. Hello, Mimi. Mimi says, hey, everyone. Hello. Hello, Half Crazy. Hello, Brianna. Hello, Ani Renee. Ani Renee says, Nosy, OMG, TikTok has been infuriating me with this Megan stuff. Why? What's going on TikTok? Now, I know a lot of people on TikTok are doing live streams discussing the Megan case. There's a lot of the alpha males podcasters with the mics and the headsets all talking about how Megan's a liar and poor Tory. So if that's what you're talking about, yeah, I've seen some of it. Hello, Jacqueline, all the way from Facebook says evening from the DMV, not the DMV, honey. And not hello, it's after work hours. Why is she still processing tags and licenses? And first of all, why are you in line at the DMV knowing your license suspended? You can't keep renewing your 30-day tags, Chris. Just pay the fine and get the hard plates. That's his problem. Just pay the fine and get your hard plates. I know Jacqueline tired of processing the same 30-day tags every 30 days. Get your hard plates. Stop bothering her. Stop bothering her. Okay. Hello, Shanae. How you doing today? Hello, Angel. Hello, Queen. Hello, Courtney. Hello, Charlize. How you doing today? Hello, Creole Barbie. Hello, Big Dreamer. Hello, Sandy. Hello, Siren. Hello, Dion. Ooh, all y'all in the building today. Uh Wilford said DMV. Oh, DMV. Oh, I thought you meant the DMV, like the Department of Motor Vehicle. Ah, from Detroit, Maryland, Virginia. Got you. Okay, I was about to say, girl, I know they ain't got you at work this late. Tell him to stop holding you up in line. Quit holding you up in line. Hello, Geniality. Hello, Millennial. Hello, Brock. How you doing today? Hello, Lady T. Hello, is it Khalil? Calais? Is it Calais? I hope I'm saying your name right. Hello, Kier says, I thought DMV was Detroit. All this time. Girl, no, it's the DMV. It's the DC, Maryland, Virginia. It's a square. It's a little skewed off square, but it's really like a tri-state area. Okay, you guys. So let's get into, I think my graphics are over here. This mess right here. If you guys don't know, I'm actually pointing at nothing, but for you, the camera's altered. So we're going to get into this mess right here. Okay. Now let me blow the screen up and then we're going to begin. So we're going to be reading from two people today, from the No Jumper, because they had court reporters in their and they had the court reporters in the Superior County Clerk of Courts, as well as what's the guy's name? James Qualley. He's from the Los Angeles Times. So they both were reporting, but James was a lot faster. James immediately ran out of the courthouse, typed up a full Twitter thread, and jumped back in there after lunch. So James was on it today. So shout out to the LA Times. Don't fire James. He's doing a fantastic job. Okay, let's begin. Okay, No Jumper, what you got for us? I haven't read anything from the No Jumper today because they were a little bit lackadaisical, and then you can see they only posted about 3 hours ago, so they were pretty late today. So No Jumper starts off and says Tory Lanez and Megan trial day 2. Megan gets called to the stand at 11:20 a.m. Megan was asked if she knew Tory, and she said the nature of the relationship was. She stated she knew him briefly and they had an intimate relationship, but it wasn't exclusive. Megan stated she met Kelsey her freshman year of college when they were very close. Megan denies her being jealous of Tory Lanez trying to talk to Megan. I'm sorry, trying to talk to Kylie Jenner as the reason she wanted to leave. She stated her wig came loose, so she felt uncomfortable during the party. I never heard that. I guess it's the first time hearing it. I never heard that, but this is the first you're hearing it first. Megan says she didn't leave the party because she had a problem with Tory, or she had a problem with um him flirting Kylie Jenner or Kelsey. Now wait a minute. Uh I don't know if I don't remember. I don't know and I don't remember. Hold on one second. It's hard to tell. Hold on one second, you guys. It's really hard to tell. It's really, really, really hard to tell. Um, Here's the video clip of her at Kylie Jenner's pool party. I'm not gonna play the sound because wait, actually I can't.
We have to come kill the streets for 5 minutes.
Does she look like I don't got a clear image of her. I don't remember her wearing a wig. I don't. Do y'all remember Megan wearing a wig that night? Sounds believable, it does, but I don't think she was wearing one. She was in a pool. Apparently, her and Kelsey had an altercation. We're gonna get to that point, oh 07 Cino. Thank you very much. We're gonna get to that, but we gotta first stop off and we gotta vet all the claims coming from Megan. That's just how we do it over here. We gotta vet all the claims first. Now, Megan says she wants to go home because she was wearing a wig. I gotta look for a picture of Megan at that pool party because I don't recall her. And I remember the reason why I remember is because I watched her. I love Megan Thee Stallion. I watched her live stream all day. It was sun up to sundown before she left. I don't remember her. I don't remember her wearing a wig. Okay, I gotta find some images. Oh, I can't remember for the life of me. I cannot remember. I know someone has a clip of it. Hold on one second, you guys. Let me see if I can find this. When was this posted? 2 years ago. Okay, should be right on time. Okay, let me share my screen here. I'm not going to play the sound because it's got copywritten music, but I don't remember her. This could be a wig. I don't remember. I don't remember. I don't remember. I don't remember. It could be. Because I remember her complaining about Tory getting her hair wet. That's what I do remember. Okay, maybe we'll just move on. We'll put a pin in that because I don't know, something about that statement just is not, it's not sitting with me. I don't know what it is. I don't remember, but I remember her saying she didn't want Tori to get her hair wet. She said stop playing, and he was in the back doing all flips and stuff in the pool. Kylie didn't care because Kylie's hair was already wet from the shoulders down, but Megan looked like she cared because her hair looked pinned up, and it could be a wig. But again, Megan has a lot of hair. She's like Cardi B. It's really, when it's not a colorful wig, it's kind of hard to tell. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. When they're wearing just a B2 wig, if you know, you know. If you were in a B2 wig, like, or a 2B wig, I can't tell. I can't tell if it's fake. Okay, but let's continue. So Megan said that she wants to go home because her wig was loosening up and it was uncomfortable. Megan stated that she wanted to leave, but Tori's driver wouldn't leave without Tory. So that's why she asked Tory to leave. Again, she refuted the defense theory that she was drunk and throwing a jealous fit at Kylie's party. Megan stated that Tory started the argument in the car after being upset about leaving. He started the argument by turning to Meg and asked her, "Why you snaking your friend like that?" Blindsiding her and exposing they were seeing each other behind Kelsey's back. Megan stated she asked to be let out of the car, but Tory convinced her to get back in the car. However, when they began to drive again, the argument began to escalate to a point that she wasn't uncomfortable, so she asked to be let out of the car again. Megan stated when she got out of the car, she looked back and seen Tory with a pew pew in his hands, shoot pew pewing at her over the car door. So he was outside of the car, but the car was like, I guess the car was framed in front of him where he was like, I guess reaching over it or through the window. I hope that explains that. Um, No Jumper continues and says she could not tell prosecutors if he was standing on something while pew pewing or if his feet were touching the ground while pew pewing over the SUV door. Megan contradicted the prosecutor's story. The prosecutors stated Kelsey was near Tory when the pew pewing happened. Now, Megan stated she was looking back and she did not see Kelsey. She only seen Tory pew pewing at her. Megan contradicted the prosecutor story a second time. Prosecutor stated that after she had got pew pewed, sorry for all the language, she limped away and Kelsey came to check on her. Megan says that she got pew pewed and limped away, and that both Tory and Kelsey began to approach her at the same time. The prosecutors asked Megan why she lied to police, and Megan stated that she didn't feel safe and she felt like if she told them the truth, they would pew pew her back. I'm sorry, pew pew Tory. She also stated, as a member of the Black community, we don't trust or cooperate with the police. The court took a recess and court will resume again when Megan's back on the stand. Now, they never came back with Megan being cross-examined. I don't know why, but no one did. No one did, but we're going to go over to this thread here by James, but let me get some of your comments. I don't know why no one came back with that. It must have been so damning that a lot of these court reporters are probably holding on because it must be some good tea, honey. It must be some good tea. Or I think when she returned back from lunch, I don't think she got cross-examined by the prosecution. I think that the defense is going to cross-examine her maybe tomorrow on day 3. This is from Beam of Frey says, why is Rumpelstiltskin so violent? He's so tiny to be so angry. I don't know. And why he do her like that? He knew he was messing with Kelsey and with Megan. Seems like Megan knew he was it seems like he was messing with Kelsey first. And Megan started messing with him. That's why the phrase comes in where Kelsey says she do this all the time. Like she take everyone behind her back. I think he was being messy. This from Courtney says, for some reason, I had to refresh the page so the live would start. That's so weird. Interesting. This is from 075 says, right, her story sound fake as heck. Kelsey probably shot her and they trying to put it on him because he was doing both of them. I don't know about that. Then how did gunpowder residue get on his hands? you know? Interesting. Interesting. Let me get some more of your comments. This from Totally Anonymous says that could be a wig, depending on the method. You can swim with one on, yeah, but not if it was not if her stylist. What's that one dude's name? Not if her stylist ain't do a good job, honey. He must have did a bad job if it was lifting, or it was also in the summertime. It was hot. You know what I mean? So it could have lifted. It could have lifted. Let's get to the James. I want to get to this one here too, because this one I thought was interesting. This is the one I shared today. So it's a quick thread. It says that Megan was emotional when she took the stand, describing Tory Lanez as somebody she used to be friends with, and says she didn't feel good about it. I'm just going to paraphrase this because it's really the same thing No Jumper reported. Megan Thee Stallion argued. Says the argument in the SUV started because she wanted to leave Kylie Jenner's party and Tory Lanez didn't. Now, James here at the Los Angeles Times did not reference the wig, but the wig I think is an important portion. He had an attitude, and when they got to the car, he told Megan, you need to stop lying to your friend, referring to Kelsey Harris. Megan says that she wanted to get out of the car, but then she didn't. So we read that part. It says even eventually he let her out of the car, and Megan describes the shooting as it has been in court and interviews. Tory yelling dance the B word and shooting at her 5 times. She said she was shocked and she was scared. She heard the gun go off. A defense attorney, George something, has repeatedly argued no one else has testified that Tory Lanez said the phrase dance B. So he doesn't know where that's coming from. Megan Thee Stallion says the gunfire floored everyone. Everyone looks shocked. Tory, Jawan, his driver, and Kelsey. Megan confirms that that the argument started about the romantic situation and quickly escalated to a fight about their careers. And Lanez apparently told Meg, "You ain't ish," and Meg responded that basically his stature in the industry was lame, like his music was crap. Asked why she didn't report it to the LAPD, she again says she was afraid. She adds, first of all, the Black community, in my community, it's not only acceptable to cooperate with the police officers. Megan also hit on the topic that's central to the case between the Daystar records and Drake's lyrics, and she said that she feared reporting Lanez would hurt her career. The whole situation in the industry is like a big boys club, like I'm telling on one of y'all friends, and now y'all all about to hate me. Which is true. Everybody has lyrics about Megan calling her this and that, but at the end of the day, though, she was right. It doesn't matter how many people try to repudiate what happened. You can't explain bullet fragments in her foot. You can't explain away gunpowder residue on Tory Lanez's hands. So all you alpha males and you pick me girls, y'all need to stop. Y'all need to just stop. And y'all wonder why Black people in the Black community don't get justice. We don't even give ourselves justice. We don't even advocate for ourselves. Instead of just waiting for the trial to end, everyone has already come up with their synopsis that Megan's a liar and Tory Lanez is just being railroaded. Like, it's day 2 and everyone has already come up with their own conclusion, which I don't understand how you do. You have, in order to be able to get your conclusion right now, you have to be the most emotional, hyperbolic person I'd ever met in my entire life. Because the only way that you would be able to assess the entire Megan Thee Stallion Tory Lanez situation is by simply being emotional and emotionally invested in the story with no facts. No facts of the case have come out yet. None. Yet somehow everybody and their mama with a podcast seems to think that they know how it's going to turn out. You don't know that. Okay. It's crazy to me. It's so crazy to me. Let me get some of your comments. And this is from Tanya, said the SUVs do have a step level that Tory could have been standing on to make him able to shoot over the door. That's correct. And that is quite possible. This from April says, the fact of the matter is allegedly he shot her and that's not right under any circumstance. Correct. This is from Shanae. What's up, Shanae? Says, so where did her thinking it was glass in her foot come from? She lied because she was afraid she was protecting him. She was protecting him because she didn't want him to go to jail. She didn't want Nothing to happen to them. She didn't want the police to shoot him. She didn't want none of that. She just lied. She admitted to lying to protect him. She did. That's where the glass in the foot comes from. Her lying to protect him. Until his publicist started going to the shade room, the neighborhood talk, TMZ, and calling Megan all of this, saying all this wild, salacious stuff about Megan. Like she's a liar, she's jealous. And she's like, yo, I'm sitting here trying to protect you. And you out here slandering me to the blogs. Yeah. Yeah, a shame. This from Big Dreamer says he did and he should be locked up. Argue and leave it at that. At no point should a gun have been pulled out on her. None, because she wants to get out of the car. None at all. None. This from Jared says, and that's what you're saying that you're, and by what you're saying, there are no way around there being gunpowder residue on Kelsey's hands. They didn't say it was on Kelsey's hands. They said it was on Kelsey. I think that's where you're missing it, right? Because you're not listening to what the prosecutor or even the defense is saying. The defense said Kelsey had gunpowder residue on her. They never said it was on her hands. Ever. In small enclosed spaces, if Kelsey was in the car and he's standing outside of the car, obviously standing on that ledge, shooting her over the door, that's an enclosed space. We need to watch an episode of Forensic Files for y'all, because I don't think y'all know how gunpowder residue works. You're in an enclosed space. It's getting on everything. It's all over the car. It's on the back of the driver's head. If the driver turns sideways, it's on his face. It's everywhere. There is an open space of air. That's just how that works. That's why Megan didn't have any on her, but Kelsey did, and possibly the driver, depending on how big that SUV is. Okay. This one, Courtney says, why would Tory even bring up the fact that he was messing with both of them? That's so messy, because that's how men are. Men are just messy. They can't help themselves. They can't. They love being messy. They're more messy than women. This from Chevette says, but the same could be said about Megan's side, though. No one knows either side, to be honest. The facts do, right? The facts of the case. That's why we're in trial, because nobody knows the facts of the case. It's that simple. That's why we're in trial. This is from Rose Allen says, why would Tory be shocked about the pew pew going off? At the time, you guys, it's dark. It's at night. She's just looking. She's glancing at his face. So if she says he was shocked, that's just her glancing. Like, he looked shocked. You know, she did fall over onto the ground in front of somebody's residency. He goes by the name of Alex something. It's the guy whose house she fell in front of. She wasn't at his door because we're in the Hollywood Hills. She's at the foot of his gate. So think of a house, a long driveway, and a gate. She fell right in front of it. And so he saw that. He was the one who initially called 911, one of the first calls. So yeah, she probably looked up and everybody just looked shocked. It's just a fact of the matter. This from Dara says, they keep moving the goalposts for Tory, making excuses. The man used a gun to shoot her, right? It's that simple. Like, it's really not rocket science. Like, it's not. Hello, Calypso. How you doing today? This from Jared. Again, Jared says, why protect someone who shot you? I don't know. Because she's sleeping with him? Because they're friends? Because he's a black man? There could be a number of reasons. Because you would not doesn't mean that other people won't. There are millions of people who protect their aggressors all the time. There are people right now in America who are protecting people who SA'd them, who physically abused them, who took advantage of them. We're not clinical psychologists over here. So you're asking the wrong questions to the wrong audience. You need to revert this question here to a board-certified clinical psychologist who can ask that. Why would a victim protect their aggressor? I'm pretty certain somebody with a PhD or maybe two would give you that proper response as to why. It's a trigger. It's has something to do with emotions, triggers, trauma. But you're asking the wrong people. Okay. I am a simple researcher and analysis. I am not a clinical psychologist. So I'm sorry. You're going to have to reserve those questions for the experts. This is from Jade. Says they found bullet fragments in her foot at the hospital. Correct. This from She Snow says, hey, on late. Hey, how you doing today? This from Dime Nicole says, people protect their victims all the time, especially in domestic situations, especially that. Add on top that he's black. You're going to protect them even more because Black women have an affinity to protect Black men. This is from Jeanette says, I understand her lying. It was right. It was right around George. It was literally at the height of George Floyd. And Kylie Jenner shouldn't even been throwing that party because Los Angeles had really strict rules about congregating. So Kylie Jenner didn't even have obviously she's richer and let her get away with it, but she wasn't even supposed to be throwing that party to begin with. The city of Los Angeles was already on lockdown. So there was a lot going on. It was a lot going on. And I think people are forgetting because we feel like we're back to normal, but we're really not. At any second, we could be back to where we were in March of 2020. This from Dara says, did we find out where the residue was on Kelsey? No, because we're in day 2 of trial. And most of that forensic stuff comes in day 6, 7, and 8. So all we're going to be getting is witness testimony before the prosecution and defense start to bring in their forensic documents, their tangible physical evidence. So you're not going to see that for a while, but when you do, they're probably going to make a decent case. Remember, we talked about this yesterday. Prosecutors are not taking cases that they are just going to whimsically lose. They're not doing it. They're not doing it. Some do, because some are just risk takers, but not Los Angeles County. They got a really good track record of catching people, and they got a really good track record of convicting them. So they're not going to just take Megan Thee Stallion's case because they're all, hotties and Megan Thee Stallion fans. They took her case because they had enough witness testimony as well as physical evidence that they had reasonable belief that they could win. So you're not going to see that for a couple of days. This from Anastasia says, the fact that she lied in the beginning no one will believe her. We don't have to believe her. That's what I think everyone's getting wrong. You and I don't have to believe Megan. I don't know if y'all got that or not. We don't have to believe her. For her to be able to get justice, 12 jurors are going to have to believe her. So it doesn't matter if no one believes her. If he gets convicted, oh well, you don't believe her? Not your problem. You're not one of the 12 jurors, so it doesn't matter. Your opinion about her case is the reason you're not your opinion, but the public's opinion who believe that she's a liar, not you, Anastasia, but the public opinion that believes she's a liar is the main reason why the judge did not allow the media in the courtroom, because you guys would have destroyed that case. There's a reason why the media is film media, like video. There's a reason why video is not allowed in Megan's case, because they knew that the way that the fervor was around this case, Team Tory, Team Megan, it was going to be really bad. So it's probably good that none of us made it. This is from Kimmo says, Megan is ran through and she lies a lot. Because you know her, she seems jealous of her friend, and you know her. I love how y'all like to put personalities on people you don't know. That's just crazy to me. She's a liar. Right, because you grew up with Megan all the way in Houston. You went to middle school, elementary school, middle school, high school, and college with her, and you've traveled and toured with her entire career, including all of her album releases, EPs, and tours. So, because you know that. Okay. I really hope you know that no one believes that. It's a weird thing to say. I'm like, you're a liar. How would I know you're a liar? You could be the most truthful person in the world. This from Jared says, okay, I understand. I missed that. No problem. This from April says, she probably standing close to Tory. Probably. More than likely she was. This from Shanae says, I love how you correct him, folks. I'm just telling the truth. Okay. This is from Bimo Frey says, he's an incel, Steph. He just wants to get any negative thing to make Megan look bad. Most men do. I think most men are just jealous of Megan's. I think most men are just jealous of Megan's popularity, that anybody would be attracted to her because she's dark skinned and tall. I don't know. The way that the men have been coming after Megan. I promise you, if Megan was light skinned, we wouldn't be having these problems. It's that simple. Colorism is the main reason why y'all don't believe Megan. This is from Soothing Zen Sound says, I feel like Megan's telling the truth. I know she is. There's no reason to lie. Someone shot her. Where'd the bullet fragments come from? She didn't step on those in the Hollywood Hills. I'm pretty sure there's not a whole lot of bullet fragments in the Hollywood Hills. This from Millennial Mommy says, I don't know what to believe. I just don't want to be manipulated. So I'm exploring all the possibilities and reviewing the facts. Yeah, and that's a good assessment to make. That's from Amber says facts. This is from Big Dreamer says he's a messy little gremlin. Ain't he? This is from Ra Horace says you're clearly a super fan. Okay. I am, that's true. Just what if Tory is innocent? If that is a possibility in your mind, or you are absolutely a Megan absolute that Megan is telling the truth. Okay, let's break this down, Ra. Yes, I'm a Megan fan, but I'm an analyst before I was an analyst before I knew Megan Thee Stallion. So how my brain works doesn't get tied up in emotions. It gets tied up in logic, right? So what is the logical possibility that Megan is lying? It's pretty high, right? And what's a logical possibility that Tori's lying? Also high. You know why? Because there's a lot at stake. So when there's a lot at stake, people are gonna go full throttle in order to win, right? So it's a winner take all system. That's how court works. So could Megan be lying about Tory? Yes and no. Yes, she could be lying about him because she wants to get back at him for having a relationship with Kelsey, or exposing that she was having a private relationship with him in front of Kelsey. Yeah, that's possible. The second thing is, could she be telling the truth? Yeah. And is there more evidence to support she's telling the truth? Yes. Because even if Megan Thee Stallion was in a drunken fit and she just didn't see who was actually firing at her, what we do know is there was bullets in her foot. So whether you believe that Megan is lying or not, explain the bullets. Even if you say she's a liar, okay, great, she's lying. She's lying on Tory. Tory's the most innocent Canadian black man residing in Southern California, right? Okay. So how did the bullets get in her foot? If you can answer that question, it's that simple, right? You can't say Kelsey, right? Because Tory would have said it was Kelsey. And it would have been him and Kelsey. She'd have been his co-defendant. And they would have both been saying it was him, it was her, it was him, it was her. Then you insert the prisoner's dilemma, right? Kelsey tells the truth or Kelsey withholds it. She can get a reduced sentence. You just tell the truth on him, and vice versa. So even if Megan is lying, then how did the bullet get in her foot? I think people are just kind of skating over that, like, oh, and this and this and this. Okay, great. She's a liar. Now explain the bullet. If you can't explain it, then you obviously have this affinity to support men who shoot women. Ra, I'm talking to you. You have this affinity to shoot women, or affinity to protect men who shoot women. Okay? Because if it was Kelsey who did it, it would have been very easy for Tory Lanez to say it was Kelsey. He has no reason to believe her. He has no reason to defend her. He's got no dealings with her. He's like, no, it wasn't me. It was Kelsey. Kelsey was doing it. And I'm going to tell you why. They was fighting in the middle of the street and Kelsey pulled out a gun and shot her. It would have been that simple. Kelsey had gunshot residue. She had gunpowder residue on her hands. She had fingernails in the middle of the street. It would have been that easy. So if it was Kelsey, then why is Tory protecting Kelsey? For what? Because he's gonna marry her? Come on. Let's be for real. Just you can use a little bit of logic today, okay? We're just gonna use a little bit of it, okay? This is from Rich Ish says people act like they don't know black women lie to protect black men. It's always backfires. That's why so many of them are in jail now. Exactly. This from Kenny Rose says either way, she's a victim. She was shot. Why are people blank her? I don't know. This from Mr. James says I believe Megan, though, she could sweep this under the rug. I thought, yeah, she did. She probably did think she could sweep it under the rug. She did. This from MG says, was it on the driver? And does anyone know where they were sitting in the vehicle? The driver was driving in the vehicle. Both parties have been coached. Just have to see what the outcome is. It definitely wasn't the driver. I wonder if the driver's going to testify. I don't know what kind of car Tory drives. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know what kind of car he drives. If he drives a souped up SUV with a divider, then it's reasonable that the driver didn't see anything. You understand what I mean with the divider? I feel like that's the type of car he drives. I do. So if there was a divider, which I have to see the car, hopefully we need a sketch artist in there. Gosh, Lee, because I need to see what the photo, I need to see the photo evidence when they produced it. Was there a divider in the car? I don't know. This from 075 says he brought it up because Megan cussed him out and he said how you mad at me, but Kelsey messing with me behind your back. That's why the jail he apologized. You don't know why he apologized while he was in jail. Don't be silly. 075. Don't be silly. You don't know why that man apologized while he was in jail. That's your theory as to why he apologized, but that is not the truth. That's just your theory. Got it? Only person who knows the truth on that apology is Tory. That's it. That's all. That's it. That's all. This from Kira Wade says she wants to protect her career and has a lot to lose. Rap industry blackballs people. Look at her. Yeah, look at her now. I feel like Megan is definitely getting blackballed. Still to this day, I feel like she's still getting blackballed. I do. I think ever since that shooting happened, she's been blackballed. And it doesn't help that Nicki Minaj is a sycophant and won't leave her alone either. So you got this, and you got the men in the industry making light of it and people joking about it. I feel like I do. I'm not gonna lie, as a big Megan Thee Stallion fan, I think this shooting destroyed her career. It did. It definitely destroyed her career. It did. No one wants to work with her. She can't get any collaborations. It really did. And a lot of people don't see it like that. But I'm like, y'all don't see it. Like pre-pandemic, Megan was like this. You couldn't get enough of Megan Thee Stallion. Like literally. And now if she were to put a song out right now, she could not chart what she was charting before. You know what I mean? It's all an algorithm. It's all an algorithm. And she's not on the good side of the algorithm, you know? She's not on the good side of the algorithm. Which is bad for her. So no, I think this whole thing messed up her career. I don't think she's going to be able, even if she would have to, in order for Megan to get her career back, he needs to go to jail and he needs to be convicted because everyone's going to have this outswell and outpour for her. You understand what I mean? If he wins, she'll never be able to come back. She'll never be able to come back. I'm telling you guys this. I'm telling you this. Music, just like content creation, is an algorithm. She is never going to be able to recover if a court of law finds this man not guilty. Because she's going to be out to be a liar. She tried to tear a black man down. She won't be able to recover. So I'm just telling you guys what it is. She won't be able to come back from this. She won't. If he gets acquitted, and it's not because he's going to be acquitted because she's lying. It's based off of what the jury. You get judged by a jury of your own peers. So if she gets acquitted, or if he gets acquitted, it doesn't mean that she was lying. It just means they believed his story more than they believed hers. This from Amber says, are you going to talk about the driver? I don't know because we don't know if he's on the witness list. So we can't talk about someone we don't know. All we know that is his name is DeGero. I don't know what his name is. And I don't know if he's on the witness list. I don't even know if he's going to even testify. I have no clue about him. This is from Jade says, that's why I'm calling the police on the dudes. They don't want to be saved. Ciao. Toya says, Tori's a liar because he just lied and said August whatever that guy's last name is, was lying until the video came out. He was bragging about that same way he did with Megan. He did. I hope August. Oh, he could come in as a character witness. August. He could come in as a character witness. If the judge doesn't strike it down, which we would have known. This is no hate. Like, I appreciate James here at the Los Angeles Times and Megan at Law and Crime, and the court reporter, No Jumper, and the other lady, I forget what her name is. I think it's like Michelle Dillon. I appreciate these court reporters, and I know that they're incredibly busy, but y'all have really y'all did us dirty. And the Los Angeles County Superior Clerks, y'all did us dirty too, because y'all should have had Crime TV in there, honey. Y'all should have had Crime TV in there because we don't know who's on the witness list. No one filed for the discovery motion, so we have no idea What evidence was submitted into discovery? Maybe I think I could pull it. I don't know. There's a high profile case. I might be able to pull it, but we have no idea who's on the witness list. Crime TV would have known that. We have no idea what the discovery evidence was submitted into the clerk of courts. These court reporters are doing us dirty. We don't got nothing. I don't know nothing. I'm gonna have to pull it all myself. Okay. I'm gonna have to pull it all my gosh darn self. This is from Kenny. Kenny says they jealous she owns her sexuality and they ain't doing nothing different from these dudes. It's a mess. This from She Snow says, I am rewinding back, but Megan probably did have a wig on. That's why she didn't want to get it wet because it would loosen the lace glue and make it lift. Yeah, I think you're right. I think you are right. This from Toilet Tish says, well, don't review facts on the Shade Room Neighborhood Talk. Ciao. This from Jake Smith says, so they have an eyewitness saying that Meg's friend shot her and Megan was beating her up her best friend. Now that's okay, let's get to that because we talked about that yesterday, Jake, and I'm glad you reminded us. So yesterday in day 1 of the trial, a witness. Now the witness will testify, but we're talking about just Officer Cabrera and I forget the other officer's name who were on the witness stand yesterday. They stated that the resident where Megan Thee Stallion had fallen over onto the ground in front of his house. He said he saw Megan fighting Kelsey. We can't forget that. And I'm not going to sit here and forget that. I'm not going to forget that. I'm not. Okay. Why would he lie? He don't know these people. Also, too, again, we made this assessment yesterday. I don't believe that Tory punched Kelsey. I don't believe that. And that's why her fingernails fell off. I don't believe it. Somebody's definitely lying. And I think Megan and Kelsey did fight. I do. I believe they fought. I do. I believe they fought. Yeah. Yeah. That's just my personal opinion, but I can't prove it. I want to hear that witness, the neighbor who witnessed all of it. I want to hear him. I believe they were too. I do. I do believe that they was tussling because of that comment Tory made about you need to stop being fake and basically talking about their relationship in front of Kelsey. Because I think Kelsey was dating Tory and I think Megan was sleeping with Tory behind Kelsey's back. That's how I think that played out. That's trifling if that is true. That is trifling. This from Young says, you also have to remember the little guy didn't protect Kelsey when Tory was outing the relationship. Little guy? If Kelsey shot Tory, would have most definitely told her story. Yeah. 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 I don't think Kelsey shot Megan. I don't think she did. That witness told 10 different stories, including it looked like men and women were trying to kill her. Okay. Well, we'll see when they get on the witness stand. Definitely going to see that. I'm not interested in reading bloggers talking about the witness. I want to read it on the witness stand. I want to read it. I want to read their transcripts when they get to the witness stand. This from Jared says, Megan the Mule. Don't be rude. Come on. Don't get blocked, bro. Like I don't even block people, but don't get blocked. Don't call a woman a mule. Don't get mad at her because you're not getting no pussy. Come on now. Be for real. I ain't going to read the rest of that comment. This is from Tory Season says, Kelsey had COVID and Megan was smashing Tory while Kelsey was away. It was something. It was definitely something. It was definitely something. I do believe that. I don't believe that they were not fighting. I think they were fighting. Here's my assessment of the whole thing. And then I want to get into the little statement from Kehlani. Here's my assessment of the whole thing because we got to get ready for day 3 of trial. I don't know if you guys know this, but we got trial tomorrow. Well, Megan and I rebuke that in Jesus' name. Megan and Tory have trial tomorrow, day 3 of the trial. So we definitely have to get prepared for that. But I want to pull up this statement from Kehlani. Hold on one second, you guys. Let me get it ready. Nope, that's not it. Why is it not in my phone? Good God almighty. Okay, I'll pull it up on Twitter. Sheesh. But here's my assessment of the whole thing. And I hate to say it. I do. I do hate to say it. And I hate to say it. I think Tory Lanez is going to get acquitted. We're in day 2 of trial. And typically you can gauge the public's perception of a case. Typically you can gauge the public's perception of a case, and it gives you a good size, like a sample size amount of what you think the jury might believe. And based off of the public's perception of the case, they do not believe Megan. They do not believe her. And I'm being honest because I believe her. But the public's perception, if you look at it on a statistical basis, right? And we're just going to make a small sample size. If 100 people, there's 450 people in here, right? So if 100 of you, if I only took 100 of you in a sample size, and 85% of you believe Megan was lying, all I would do in standard statistics is take that sample size, reduce it down to the jury pool, and that's probably the perception of the jury, which is scary. So 70% of the jury right now probably doesn't believe Megan either. And that's just me doing raw math. And that's not looking good. It's not looking good for Megan's justice. And it's looking incredibly good for Tory Lanez. And as a Megan stan, okay, I have 2 shirts by Megan Thee Stallion that I've never worn because I'm crazy, and I keep them all secure and folded. I have 2 shirts that I bought from her. Every time she releases an album, I buy merch from her. I am a huge Megan stan. I'm not going to sit here and act delusional with y'all. I know that the comments that Megan, talking about Megan's looks and calling her a liar, I find those messages annoying. But at the end of the day, that's real, raw data. And if y'all believe that overwhelmingly, then the jury probably does as well. I'm just being realistic. I understand. I know how to separate how I feel about Megan from the fact of the matter. If Megan loses this case, her career she knows it. That's why she's emotional on the stand. She knows it longevity wise. If Megan loses this case, her career is over. She's going to be labeled the industry rat because she's a snitch. She's going to be labeled the industry liar. No one's going to want to touch her. No one's going to want to invite her to events. And she's going to probably lose a big chunk of her brand deals for lying, even though she's not. It's because people assume that if it goes to court, then the court's going to find the truth. That's not true. The court just takes the anecdotal evidence and they determine this is probably what the case might be. But they're not saying this is the truth. They're not saying that. We know that because tons of cases get overturned all the time. Okay. But it's true. If Megan loses this case and Tory Lanez gets acquitted, her career is over. And Tory Lanez is going to come out with one of the best EPs about his freedom, the stress, his career. They're going to be throwing brand deals at Tory Lanez like it's nobody's business. Do you understand what I mean? So I hate that's the reality, but it is. It is the reality. And the Barbs, because they're a big army. Oh, they're going to come for Megan hard. That is a reality. That is a reality. They're going to come for Megan like no other. They're going to call her a liar. She's not going to be able to survive that. She's not going to be able to survive. I don't know what's going to happen to her, but Megan will not be able to survive the backlash of being labeled an industry liar and an industry rat. So that's the reality. That's how the woman, Megan Cuniff, the one from Law and Crime, who we've been tracking. She's the court reporter who's been out there today. She made a really good statement. And she said in the statement, she went on Law and Crime television right after the first lunch of the trial today in day 2. And she said, you go in there and it's like, because she doesn't know these people. She's just a court reporter. She didn't know Megan Thee Stallion or Tory Lanez. She didn't know these people, little white lady. So she's like, you just go in there and it's like, she said, you could part the Red Sea. She said people are emotionally invested in this case. That's how it looked in the courtroom. It was like Megan fans, Tory fans, and they were both heavy. So if you thought people just went in there just for Megan, that's a lie. They were in there for both of them. They were in there for Tory Lanez and they were in there for Megan Thee Stallion. She said you could part the fans like a Red Sea. It looked like it would, if somebody would have said something crazy, it would have just ended up in chaos. So Megan knows the gravity of this case and she knows that she better win. Because if she don't, it's over for her. It's over. She is the industry rat. She is the industry liar. She can't be trusted. Don't go nowhere with her. Don't let her drink. Yep. It's over. Don't drink with Megan, because when you drink with Megan, her story gets all wild and cockamamie. Somebody end up getting shot when you get drunk with Megan. They gonna go after her hard. So she knows that her career is over if she don't win this case. It's over. It's over. And it's sad. Let me get some of your comments. And I want to read Kehlani's statement, okay? This is from Millennial Mommy. Says, her career is on the line and his freedom is on the line. You can't be biased this early on. Yeah, you can't. You can't. You're absolutely right, Millennial Mommy. You cannot. It's a lot at stake. This is from DJ Wacademics. So I'm not trolling. My cousin saw it. What your cousin see, DJ? I can't stand DJ Academics. This is from Jade says, who are these Tory fans? What is happening? There's Tory fans in here. What's up? This is from James, Miss James 0885 said the issue is both the stories seem to be missing details. It's confusing for the average reader. It's not. We're only in day 2, so it's not confusing. That's why I do my best to just break it down day by day. And if you're on TikTok, if you go to our page, Chief Nosy Bystander, I actually made a playlist and it lines it out day by day. It's in perfect chronological order. You can't beat it. There's also a pinned article by NPR. Shout out to NPR all the way in Chicago. They did a fantastic job on laying out the timeline. They went all the way back to 2019, honey, when Megan met Tory. So NPR is on it. So they did a perfect timeline of how they met, the events that Megan and Tory did together, how she met Kelsey, all the way to Kylie Jenner's birthday party. So they do a really good job at lining it out. And you kind of got to a lot of details. This one, Gained Weight, says, y'all got to understand she lied. She did not lie. Her and her friends fought. Oh, wait, I'm not reading that. I'm sorry. I know Gained Weight. You probably mean well. I'm sure you do, but I'm not reading this. That sounds crazy. We're in day 2 of trial. How you know all this? And don't get blocked. There ain't no moderators, so I can't find your comment again, but don't get blocked. This is from Aaron Allen. Who are all these new people? Says, they're already trying to make her stop twerking. Sad, but true. They said it's a bad influence on the kids. Who's they? What happened to poor Kehlani? Let's get to that. Okay, let's get to that. DJ Wacademics said Tory Lanez was set up at losing a fortune in crypto. I don't know what that means, but that sounds crazy. Okay, so Kehlani had posted and deleted this Instagram thread. And I'm not going to read it to you verbatim because it's incredibly graphic. I encourage you to pause it and read it, but and read it. But to summarize it, she said that she was SA'd while leaving the stage of a show by one of her closest friends who was ushering her through the crowd, which I assume was security or a management or something. And so she said she made a video, but she deleted it. She actually made several videos and deleted them before she posted them, but she did post this. And then at the end, she says, this ish makes my stomach, this ish makes me sick to my stomach. As a victim of SA, I am endlessly triggered and mind blown. Yeah, this happened just yesterday. So nobody knows what's going on. Nobody knows what happened. So prayers for Kehlani and whoever did that. And hopefully she comes forward with her story so she can get justice herself, which is really sad. But while we have a little bit, and so shout out to Kehlani, friends of the show here, Kehlani, whatever she need, will help. But it's just a really sad tale. It's an incredibly sad tale because who wants that to happen? Especially when you're what's it called? Especially when you're just walking through a crowd of people and someone does that. That's like, it's so gross. So I feel really bad for Kehlani. Yeah. That poor person. But yeah, so I want to finish off the rest of the show. I want to get some of your comments. I missed a lot of your comments, so let me get to some of your comments, and then we're gonna finish out. Now, remember, tomorrow we have day three of the Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez trial. So we're gonna get right back into it. We have found now 4 court reporters who are gonna be reporting on the story. So I'm gonna be on it. If you go to our TikTok page, I post on it as early as 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So I post early when the court reporters are there. So am I. This from Rose Allen says, could Kelsey had grabbed the pew pew after the cat fight? That's true. She could have. Tory standing next to her and grabs it, the pew pew, and goes off at Megan, looks back. And she could have seen Tory. Maybe it wasn't intended, and that's why everyone looked shocked when it went off. Could. That's a possibility. That's not what Tory Lanez is arguing in his defense. We don't really know what he's arguing in his defense. His defense have kept that really lock and key, which he has a great defense attorney. I'm not going to lie. So they kept that really lock and key. They have a way to explain it. And I think when Kelsey gets on the stand, and this is just my personal opinion, okay? Kelsey has not testified yet, but in my personal opinion on the case, I think that when Kelsey gets on the stand to testify, I think during cross-examination with Tory Lanez attorneys, I think they're going to accuse her of shooting Megan. I do. I think that's what they're doing. For the last 2 days, they have been building a case against Kelsey, the defense, Tory Lanez attorneys. That's what I believe. I think they're building the case against her. Not Megan, not to say, oh, it was an accident. They're not going with an accident. They're not going with, we don't know what happened, whoopsie doodle. They're not doing that. They're saying someone did it, but it wasn't Tory. I think his attorneys are feasibly going to go, and when she gets on the stand, that's why they haven't produced anything yet. When Kelsey gets on the stand, they're going to be like, you shot her. They have been setting that up since the first day. When Officer Cabrera said, and they asked Officer Cabrera, is it feasible that Kelsey put the gun there in the passenger seat? And the officer said, yeah, it's possible. They're going after her. They're going after Kelsey. They're definitely going after Kelsey. Definitely. They definitely are. They definitely are going after her. And they're setting that up. They would have never done it. As soon as Kelsey said that she was going to testify for the prosecution, they already knew they was going after her. They're like, oh, there she is. She got gunpowder residue on her too. She got her fingernails in the middle of the street, and you got an eyewitness who says she was fighting Megan. And you were sleeping with both of them. They're going to play it as a cat fight. And in my opinion, because he can't say, oh, it went off on accident. He can't say that. I told you guys this yesterday. Tory Lanez has to remove him from that gun. He can't say, oh, I accidentally sat on it. Oh, I wasn't looking. Oh, in a fit of rage. He can't say none of that. He is not an American citizen. He has no rights touching that thing. None. So he can't even, like, if we're U.S. citizens, we could play that in court. Like, oh, well, I was sitting on it and it went off. We could do that because we have Second Amendment rights. Tory Lanez does not. So he has to completely remove himself from firearms, period. He can't even play around and say anything. No, it was an accident. He can't do none of that. He can't do none of that. All he can say is, it wasn't me. That's it. That's all, like that. That's it. Okay. So because if Megan didn't have bullet fragments in her foot, he would have immediately gotten away with this. But because of the he has to explain the fragments, and they're going to explain it with Kelsey. So that's the sucky part, that's the sucky part. Kelsey's the fall guy. Kelsey's the fall guy. She is the fall guy. Hey, talk about wrong place, wrong time, Kelsey. Yeah, talk about wrong place, wrong time. But you guys, that is all that I have for you today. I am your host, Chief Nosy Bystander. We'll be back tomorrow for day 3 of the Megan Thee Stallion Tory Lanez trial here at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern at the Nosy Bystanders on YouTube and Facebook. I'm your host, Chief Nosy Bystander. You guys have a wonderful evening. Good night.